Yeah, that's right. This is why I am going to stick with elixirs. Just a simple one for your TikTok brains. GM, good morning. The reason why is simply because there is no tone. There's no super big degree of tone change that's making me want to change back to Elixir, OptiWeb or NanoWeb, whatever. Right? There is going to be obviously a difference in tone, but doesn't matter. It's not big enough. I'm not using it in the studio. I am just using it for my own practice and rehearsal. And what's important to me is longevity. Probably already explained this to you at some point in another video, but I just drop that point in there. The only reason is on the plain string. On the wound strings, it seems to me that Elixir and Daddario, the way Daddario does it now, the coating on the wound string is similar in a way that they use a polymer. They wind the core first. They wind it first, and then after they wind it, they will coat it. They will wrap the whole thing. It's not like the previous one, the XL. I think there's an XL line where they wrap the core first and then wind it. It's bad because the corrosion between the winding, that's what impedes the vibration. And so they did they did this right. I think, to me, in my opinion, they did this right this time around. But the plain steel is the main reason why I'm switching back to Elixir, is because elixirs have an anti-rust plating on their plain plain strings, but with this one they have some kind of coating in it. I think from the website they say that, but it's I think it's kind of like it could be some kind of polymer, because from what I've observed, they are discoloring now, as I mentioned again in another video. But I can now sort of feel it in most parts of the string, and it's starting to feel kind of disgusting to me. Starting to feel rough, and I don't like that. And I don't have to experience that because Elixir doesn't give me that. Elixir seems to stay smooth on the high strings for longer. But kudos to DDR though. It's a good try. The wound strings are still pretty nice sounding at the moment. It still has that piano-like quality. You hear that? It's still kind of chimey. It's still pretty bright. Unlike if it's an uncoated one, it's just completely dead. If Elixir didn't exist, then I would probably be going with these. But maybe they, hopefully they're gonna really gonna listen to customers. But who knows what they're going to do? If they're going to finally implement some anti-rust plain steels like in Elixir, because that's really good for longevity. Unfortunately for me, I need elixirs. Some of you can, some of you probably do well with uncoated strings. I think uncoated strings sound the best because it's maximum brightness and it's all there. There's no tone, there's no subtraction in tone in any way. You get everything. That's why producers tend to, they tend to prefer uncoated strings, and some of them would even insist on you using uncoated strings, and you just need to follow them, okay, because they know and you have no idea. You understand? If only this one had plain steels, that I would, I wouldn't, I would not. If this Diodario had anti-rust plain steels, I wouldn't necessarily switch to Diodario. I would be able to, I'll be happier because I have another option. I'll be able to jump between Elixir and Diodario, depending on what's available when I go to a shop, or who has the better price. And but for now, I have to stick to Elixir, man. For some of you who do well with uncoated strings, and then you want some Diodario, I think it'll do you really well, because if you don't mind the super minor tone subtraction that coated strings does, then it'll be really really good for you, because it's going to last you a very long time, unless of course you're a player with a heavy hand, and you do extreme extreme bending all the time in your practicing routines, and then unfortunately it can break prematurely on the bridge, depending on what bridge you have, how well maintained the bridge is in terms of the surface of the saddle where the string is going to be contacting, and also the nut, because there's some strings that prematurely snap at the nut. So these tend to be weak points. I don't remember the time where I had the string break in the somewhere in the middle here. It's usually from here, these 2 points, because of the probably because of the metal fatigue. You know, as an exaggeration, the string is gonna be doing that, and then this point here, this point is going to be weakened, and also same as this point here. There's probably ways to go around that, but yeah, that just little something there for you. So that's why I am sticking to Elixir on maybe when I'm touring. I might still use uncoated strings, because I, I'll probably be able to have the luxury of buying multiple packs so that I can change strings every day, which is good. I think it's a waste if I did that to coated strings. It's yeah, because they're not cheap either. So not too much for your TikTok brain there. Maybe I'll do some riffing, because while we're with the kick-ass EMGs, for watching. I will see you next time. Huh? Morning, GM.